The first reaction I still remember I had was, this is going to be the biggest revolution of our age. I'm a 90s kid. In 90s, the internet came out. As passionate as I am, I would have loved to be a part of that internet revolution.
Hello, I'm Layne Hartsell with the Korea IT Times, and I'm here with Kapil Demon, the CEO and co-founder of Quranium, which is a quantum-secure AI-native blockchain. It's EVM compatible, which means it's a layer one working on next layer of Web3. They secured investment from Animoca Brands, which got me in touch with them here through the Korea IT Times, and it's quite an exciting time for Kapil and the team over at Quranium. So welcome. Nice to see you.
It's a pleasure to be on the show, Line. Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to our conversation.
Let me start off with how you got involved, and your background. So, you were a DJ, you're a rapper one time, and then all of a sudden here comes blockchain. Tell me a little bit about how this happened.
I think it has been a very interesting journey, fueled with curiosity. As long as I can remember, I've always been very curious about what more I can do to add value and to literally find the best version of myself. My father was in the Air Force. He retired 2 years back. So I grew up in a military environment, shaped with discipline. I come from a humble family. I was always taught that the value of ethics is much more than value of money. That's the school of thought that I grew up in. Multiculturalism, learning about new cultures, new languages, new people have always been a very strong part of my upbringing. You live in the Air Force campus where different cultures live together, and every 3 years or 4 years, my father would be transferred to a new location. So you really become flexible in adapting to new environments and become flexible in getting along with people from different walks of life and find synergies in that. Fast forward like 10, 15, 20 years, that has been something that has really helped me in building global teams. Today at Quranium, our team is from 12 different countries and really understanding the perspective of different people. So when I was growing up, I didn't realize it, that this is what's going to happen in my life 20 years down the line. But that's the kind of a world I come from. The firm takes care of you, but there's some sense of realization that kind of struck in, that I'm not meant for a month-to-month paycheck and doing this for the rest of my life. I want to create something. I want to create something more and more. So far, all I wanted was to provide financial stability to my family. Knowing that I have achieved that is, I think, the real me started coming out. Now I knew I could work for myself and do anything that I want to do for my own self, because I provided financial stability to my parents. And that started my entrepreneurship life. And this is 2012, 2013 that I'm talking about. It started bleeding in. And in 2015 is when I started diving deeper. 80% of everything I made every month, I invested in building a product. I'll get an idea. I'll get curious about it. I'll pull together some people, pay them and create a product, create MVP, start going out in the market and start testing it. Mm-hmm. That was my life, right? So in the day, I would be a consultant, and in the night, I would be doing my startups. So the first thing I did was a tours and travel company. I ran that for a year. I built a platform and, aggregating drivers and bringing them together, ran a pilot for that, lost money. Ran it for 1 year, lost a lot of money in that. So completely failed. And then I realized I'm going to do something that I can do alone if I have to, right? And what is it? So I started finding that. And art is something that is completely dependent on you. Nobody can steal your art from you. Nobody. If you are actually a good artist, the world will start to take notice. And that's where my journey about being a DJ started, that you mentioned. So I learned my professional DJing from YouTube. This you see in the background, this is the first DJ console that I bought, by the way. I still have it. And I started playing at house parties. Then it grew into playing at nightclubs here in Mumbai. And I started doing a tour across India. I worked very closely with Coca-Cola. And then I decided that I'm going to make my own music now. So I became a music producer, then started writing, became a rapper. I've done more than 60 songs now, recorded. And, it did fairly well, very, very closely worked with a lot of brands here. And at the peak of it, I started my own music label. We are recognized at a national stage very much. Enters blockchain and decentralized technology.
Okay.
And this is the beginning of 2018, where the buzz is starting to go around a lot. I have gained a very strong experience of how global corporates work, how things work in the boardroom, how to crack deals, as well as the street smartness of running a startup, failure as well as success, right? So I can see things from the lens of a builder as well as an investor or a boardroom or a government. I can connect those dots because I've lived those lives now. So I started studying about blockchain. I created a target of speaking with 100 people more intelligent than me to just learn what's happening, just a conversation, no agenda at all, just a conversation. Because, like, okay, coming back to the main world, right? And during those conversations, quantum and blockchain came on the table.
I see. So AI
And
AI came in, what, 2022? Was it maybe like October
yes,
2020, something like that? So that's when you started to take off with the quantum idea?
The quantum idea, let's say it started cooking end of 2023.
Okay. So
Okay, that's when. So I have been studying about quantum blockchain for like good 5-6 years now.
right.
Right. But it was a study. Like, you study about different topics which are happening in the industry to keep yourself educated.
Mhm.
But the idea of building something in that direction, that started sprouting end of 2023. And January 2024 is when Quranium was born. Like, me, Yaduvendra, Zishan, the three of us came together, and Quranium was born. But it was during that conversation when, the quantum and blockchain piece happened, started diving deeper into it. 1985 is when ECDSA, Electric Curve Digital Signature Algorithm, was invented. That is the encryption that secures our private keys today in the crypto world. 40 years, the same encryption, no changes. And the depth of this encryption lane is two very large numbers multiplied with each other. Very simple, right? Now, our current computer don't have enough processing power to solve this multiplication. But it was 40 years back. Our computation strength have gone up 100x, 1000x now, with GPUs being accessible to you $2 an hour, if you will. $10 an hour, you'll get like the most advanced GPUs. What are GPUs designed for? Solving calculations. Combine a couple of GPUs together, create a supercomputer, and with brute force, you can break the encryption today. We are already living in that time. So, and this is something where $3 trillion worth of digital assets are deployed on blockchain. $3 trillion is the market cap, right? All of it is deployed on an encryption which is crackable. I mean, that blew my mind off. And what are we doing to solve it? And it was a huge white space from a business point of view.
Why doesn't, like, some government or something, or some nefarious actor just go ahead and crack it? Is it expensive?
Oh, now to answer your question, why can't they crack it? Are they in a position to crack? According to me individually, 100% yes.
Okay.
Probably, it is already happening in some pockets. We will never know. This may never come out in public. All I can show the world is, or invite the world is, just understand how ECDSA works. It's maths. And then understand what GPUs can do and what a quantum computer can do. It will take less than 30 minutes for any man or woman with an average IQ level to understand that, yes, this is a living problem. And this encryption can be cracked. Is it happening right now? Probably yes. When will it start becoming public? Very soon. When will this become a problem that the world will start paying attention to? The day somebody makes it public. And that is what that is how important it is that the world has to start making a change before that happens. Now, NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is the signing authority on, the validity of any algorithm that you and I can use in building anything that we do, has released a formal paper that by 2030, ECDSA will be discontinued. It's in public domain. Release the formal paper. 5 years, the current encryption will not be allowed to be used after 5 years.
I see.
Now, just imagine how serious this can be. Now, the signing authority globally is coming out and releasing a paper, which means you have 5 years to start making the transition. Move everything that you are doing to post quantum cryptography in the next 5 years. That's the time we have. Which means what? That the alternative solutions or the post quantum secure solutions have to start getting ready today. But fast forward so much, today the world has those tools. How can we utilize that? And that's why AI comes into picture. So I don't see AI as anything else apart from making your life efficient. As the name suggests, artificial intelligence. It's artificial, it's intelligent. Translate this intelligence into your assistants. That's how people should be using AI. Now, in the blockchain and crypto space, we have seen a lot of AI and crypto narrative going around. If you dive deeper, you will see 9 out of 10 are worthless. They are just riding on the narrative. Okay, we are using AI. This is an AI crypto coin. Worthless. Just marketing. It does not make the life of a user or a developer easier, except a few projects like Fetch.ai. Love that project, what they're trying to do. And like that 0x Labs, projects like these are like literally moving the space forward, combining AI and crypto. For Quranium, what was important to me was making the developer's life efficient, stage one. Because when you're able to create an ecosystem where developers feel more happy and more content to build, they will build more and more on your infrastructure. So at QRemix, what we have done is implemented at an architectural level prompt engineering. So even if you don't know how to code, just give the prompts. It will create an entire code base for you, and you can deploy it on any blockchain, not just Quranium. That's another thing that we ensure. Any blockchain. Why? Because the world needs efficiency. If the whole world starts becoming efficient, that's when the place where you live will operate efficiently. Because over a period of time, that harmony has to come together.
When I first saw, like OpenAI come out, I said to my friends, I said, we're all prompters now. So so it was like, can you make this efficient? And then you start rendering all this information back through AI, which is what you're describing. So you prompt it to write the code, is that right? And then you would put it on
Yes.
your blockchain.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's as simple as this, Layne. Okay. Which was the audience I have in mind when I want to do this? Classic college kids who are really curious, don't know how to code, but really want to experiment and build something, have the curiosity to develop something. What do? Do they go out and start finding smart contract engineers? Very expensive. So what happens as a result of it? Curiosity dies. Business, the opportunity to see a new business or a new product in the world gets killed. I want to solve that. So if you don't know how to code, come and say, okay, create a smart contract for me, which will allow, a DeFi game embed with an AI snake game, something like that. I'm just throwing in random words, right? And this will create a smart contract out of it. Then you can audit it or debug it as well, find out errors, etc., etc., etc. Once it's ready, deploy it. So it makes your go-to market opportunity much faster, which will give more and more projects in the world, more and more entrepreneurs will be born. And that's the primary target. Of course, the people who know how to code, this will make their life faster, right? It will, like if they were taking 10 hours to code, now they will take 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours to code the same thing, but they know how to code. But at the same time, it brings in new entrepreneurs into the scene. Right. So my primary target is to inspire and give the tools to these people who are curious but don't know how to build something. This is the tool for them. While we do that, it also makes the life easier for the people who knows how to do it. So that's what we have done with the AI in our ecosystem. Now, this is step number one. Over the course of next 6 to 12 months, what I envision this to grow into is an agent-to-agent economy. Now, you use this tool today to build a project. I will use this tool to build a project. Person C will use this tool to deploy a project. So now what has happened? 3 AI agents, 3 projects. If you zoom out and see it, everything is on chain. The same network, the same tool has been used. Over the course of next 6 to 12 months, these agents will start interacting with each other and find synergies and commonalities between the projects that they have deployed. And if they see a sense of collaboration opportunity in this, they will contact their owners and recommend, hey, this project deployed, maybe you want to chat. This is the future of on-chain business development. This is really the most important thing that we will see in the blockchain space. The most efficient business development, autonomous on-chain.
Yeah,
This is how you use AI to make the life efficient in the Quranium ecosystem.
I read a little bit about this because I'm looking at the papers and some of the stuff that's coming along in like philosophy of information and this kind of thing. But what you're talking about is really cutting edge. So what you can do is you can implement something that then almost becomes automatic on its own with some inputs from like an expert like yourself or a developer or something. But this thing can go along, it can pay payments, it can receive information, whatever it is, say climate data, whatever it is. And all of that goes on under the hood. And then all you do is you see it, an accounting, like the DLT, you can see the transactions.
Yes.
I mean, walk me through this. So aside from the quantum computers, all right, so how is this thing working?
Yeah.
The AI has actually sped all of this up. Like one thing that came to my mind is that during this big bubble that happened in 2021 or something like that, at that time to hire a developer, I was reading it was like $500,000 to hire a developer. What you're talking about, you've done is it's not so much gotten rid of developers because you still got to have those experts, but you can cut the price of the basic development and bring a lot of people in and then let these people that are already there oversight. Is this what's happening?
100% yes. Because in a product development journey, Layne, what I see as the most complicated is idea to MVP. That's the most complicated because half of the time the founder or the developer, as we can interchange the words. Number one, won't have the clarity how to shape it, how to consolidate, how to bring down and narrow down the thoughts. Right. Number two, if you are able to bring it down, because that's stage number one. Initially, you have like 5 thoughts running. It can be this, it can be this, it can be this, it can be this. And as the concept goes, my baby is the best baby in the world. Or you find all of your ideas the best. It's going to change the world because it's your idea. You see it through and you change the world, right? It's only when you actually enter the real world with that you realize that, no, this is the worst thing that one could have developed. It's not going to fly. That journey to me should happen the fastest. We should aim to succeed 100%. We should do everything to succeed. But if what we are doing is going to result in a failure, that failure should happen the fastest. The reality check should come the fastest. And this is the most difficult piece. I would say 80% of the founders are stuck in this loop. Right. 80%. Now, how do you solve that? You provide the tools to these founders, which helps them walk this journey faster. Polish their product, polish their thought process. That's, if I say many people are using ChatGPT and a lot of other tools to do that, you get real world interactions, you meet with more friends, more people, test your product. And second is develop MVPs. Now, through this AI integration with QRemix, development of MVPs becomes much faster, becomes much more efficient, becomes easier. Now, once you have done that, to scale it and make it like a multi-million-dollar project or a global project, you will always need experts. You'll need the best people. You'll need the team to kind of to build it in a way that thousands and millions of people can use it. But at least your MVP can be done in bare minimum cost in the fastest way possible. Mm-hmm. And that will literally create multiple opportunities, rule out a lot of long-term failures, save a lot of money in the ecosystem, make people more intelligent, make people grow up much faster, is the way I see it.
The reason why I was laughing is because I have a friend who's a diplomat, and he always says, fail quickly and fail cheaply and keep going.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I totally agree with him. Yes. Because failures should not be expensive. Yes, failures teaches you a lot of things.
Right.
I always I always say, don't aim for, because of the whole concept of, failure teaches you fast. Many people should not start thinking, it's okay to fail. No, it's not okay to fail.
Right, right. You
It's
don't
only
want that.
okay to be successful.
Right.
Yes. But if in the journey failures will happen, that should happen in the cheapest way possible, monetarily, time wise, as well as anything around. It should be the cheapest failure. Every time your failure should become more and more cheap.
Uh,
Because failures will happen, but it should be cheaper.
Unless you're SpaceX. When I watch those rockets go up, and I'm thinking, oh my God, don't blow up, don't blow up. How expensive
Oh
that would be
man,
too.
really? Yes,
That stuff's
yes, yes,
amazing.
yes,
All right, so
yes.
with Quranium, you you have. It seems like to me it was talking about a convergence layer. Is this correct terminology? And then
Yes.
how is this going to? I mean, we were just talking before about Bitcoin being up. I don't know what it is now, like 120. It's like some all-time high or something. All right, so a lot of
Mhm.
interest is starting to come in here. How can Quranium get to market, get into this kind of uh, this cycle that's coming in now, so that you can get this information out there? You say you got about 5 years for the quantum issue. So help me to put this together. How people that are watching this that are technical, they want to know how this is going to come about or how you foresee it.
Uh, I'll use one example of an initiative that's going to go live in the next 1 to 2 months. So I'll briefly talk about it because you mentioned Bitcoin. We are in the process of launching a quantum secure Bitcoin reserve, and we have a pipeline of $200 million worth of Bitcoins that will come in the Quranium ecosystem. People want to secure their cryptos, and
Right.
Quranium helps them do that. In our wallet, on our infrastructure, any asset that comes is practically uncrackable. That's what we have built, practically uncrackable. So this $200 million worth of Bitcoins will be saved in our wallet, and that's the safest place to keep your Bitcoins. So this is a simple example of how the more the attention that will come in the crypto industry, more will be the requirement of secure and efficient places to whether park assets or develop using the tools. If more developers come, they would want more efficient tools.
You said 200 million US dollars, not it's because there's 21 million. Yeah. There's like this cave or this old bunker in Switzerland where they have like these Bitcoin and all these gold bars and stuff in there. What you're creating is basically the quantum proof uh, digital space Swiss bunker. Is that correct?
Yeah, that could be a fair way
It's under
to
a
put it. Yeah.
mountain.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Because this is being a layer one infrastructure, Layne, it really allows us the opportunity to create a foundation and then let the world do with it as they please. We don't control it. We have created the foundation. This is quantum secure. You can come and build anything you want on top of it as the way you want. This is yours. And that's similarly why, I mentioned about $200 million worth of Bitcoins that will come into the ecosystem. Why? The safest place to keep your Bitcoins is going to be the QSafe wallet by Quranium. Even Electrum, the native Bitcoin wallet, no, not safe. MetaMask, I don't even consider it as a crypto wallet. If there's one message I can give out to your readers, please don't use MetaMask. It's the most unsafe crypto wallet that exists right now.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it's being used the most because it's the easiest to download and integrate. The amount of hacks, the amount of cracks that has happened in MetaMask, if a learned journalist like you, Layne, had to cover it, it would be upward of billions of dollars that have been stolen from MetaMask.
From MetaMask.
That's how unsecure. Yeah, that's how unsecure that wallet is.
When you talk about EVM, you're talking about Ethereum virtual machine. So you're compatible
Yes.
with this. Now, if like MetaMask wallet runs with those kinds of systems, right? So you're talking about your Quranium wallet, a specific wallet that is quantum secure, and
Yes.
it also is a layer one blockchain, right? So you have all
Yes.
of this
Yes.
in one app, I guess you'd say, or is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
And all right, so let's say I have a lot of Bitcoin. I want to store them in there like a Swiss vault or whatever. Now, Okay, is that securing the chain or is that just secure on the chain?
Now, secure on the chain.
On
That's
the
not
chain.
securing the chain.
Okay.
Yes. So to secure the chain, the Bitcoin developer community has to integrate what we call a handshake with the quantum secure signatures that Quranium has.
I see.
So I don't see that happening. But this is on the chain, like the Bitcoins. You can move to the QSafe wallet. Now it is in the quantum secure environment that Quranium has created. So from this wallet, practically impossible to be cracked or stolen.
Okay, and then moving on from there, what else does this system do? So, okay, first of all, securing the chain, is it proof of work or proof of stake or how to?
Yeah, so we have a proof of work blockchain that we use only for research and development.
Okay,
To kind of, we are actually working with quantum computers, supercomputers to keep on experimenting a lot of things. But our public ledger is proof of stake. This is where
okay,
projects will come and deploy. We have a proof of work blockchain running, but that is internal for research and development only. And over the course of next 1 to 2 years, we will implement that knowledge to anything in and around the ecosystem. But our public ledger is going to be proof of stake, or it is proof of stake. The testnet is already out. The mainnet is coming out in the first week of August.
so for the so there's the vault, and then there's this. The proof of stake would be something like more like commercial work that's going to be happening
Yes.
on the system,
Yes.
like Solana or
Yes.
these other.
Absolutely
Okay,
correct.
got it. Let's go in that direction a little bit. So where do you foresee this happening, and then say the next as this next cycle comes on?
In terms of the volume, you mean what volume do we expect?
What can it do? What are you expecting?
Um, well, the way I see it, and I would answer it over the course of next 3 months, next 1 year, and 2 years, where it can go. Over the course of next 3 months, it will be so we already have 55 partners. We are on the way to, in the next 15, 20 days, it will be over 100. And then we go mainnet. So about 200 to 300 projects will be building on Quranium over the course of next 3 months. And we have a very strong pipeline of TVL, like this reserve we spoke about $500 million worth of TVL in the next three to 4 months. That's the pipeline that we are looking at. Over the course of next 1 year, 1 to 2 years rather, I would say, I expect Quranium to have established itself as the preferred blockchain to build on by any developer out there. But of course, as the saying goes, old is gold. So Ethereum is still going to maintain its market leadership because of the trust that it has won over the last 1 decade. But we would have earned a respectable spot by the developers as well as by the users to start trusting us more actively. And to me, that's a win because the most expensive currency, I always say, is trust. Winning human trust is the most difficult and most challenging thing. So every day, the way Quranium operates, our culture is to establish trust in the community. That we are here for the longer run. We are not here to build on a narrative, pump the coin, make a lot of money, and go out. That's why since day one, we are all in the front, talking about what we are doing. We are live everywhere. The world knows who we are, where we live, what we do, because that's the level of transparency with which we operate. So the course of next 1 year, if we are able to earn a spot where the community starts trusting us, that's going to be a big win. And I expect over $1 billion in volume to be coming on Quranium as well, if we are talking some numbers here. So that's how I see the trajectory moving.
Do you think there's going to be a lot of gamers that are going to start building here? Or do you think it's DeFi, or is it AI, or am I asking the right question to get at?
Yes,
You
yes.
think
Yes, I completely understand where you're coming from. So, see, the best use case for us, or rather, so I see a business as outward in and inward out. Outward in is you build something, naturally something started picking up,
I see.
right? People started building and like, for example, Pump.Fun came and they deployed on Solana.
Right.
They took up volume for Solana like anything, right? Like that, outward in, I don't know where it will go. I see a lot of good attraction coming in from gaming naturally, and DeFi. Inward out, we put in a lot of efforts towards securing money. So stable coins,
I see.
DeFi use cases, banks using us for cross-border settlements, AI projects for agent-to-agent economy because they need a secure foundation. This is where we spend inward out efforts. Like this BTC Reserve initiative is one that I spoke about, right?
Mhm.
We want to uh, uh, we want to go out in the community and confidently say that, hey, we can keep your crypto safe. So we are starting that initiative with Bitcoin, but we'll be doing more and more initiatives like this to ensure that people can park their cryptos, whether it is Ethereum, Solana, or Bitcoin, in the Quranium ecosystem, because that's a much secure place to keep your money. Right. So we do a lot of inward out approaches and business development, so to say, in this direction. But outward in, we have started seeing a very good flow of gamers coming to us naturally. Like we already have 1 million users in from the gaming community who's coming on us. And I expect it to like literally go 10x over next 3 to 4 months, like literally, because that's how the gaming industry operates. It's quick, it's fast, it's more in numbers, but the retention ratio is much smaller. They're very what you say, impatient. The gamers are very impatient, right? So they would come, build, have fun, go. So the
Mhm.
circulation of the gaming community is much higher, whereas the institutional side, the circulation is much slow, but they stick. So we'll have to run a combination of both.
You mentioned stable coins. So yeah, gaming is one thing that probably would, it's kind of like wildfire. It comes along quickly. There's a lot of money that comes in and you try to capture
Yeah.
it, then put it into something else. I mentioned that to you earlier, but there's one article that I saw, or some information, that I think the government in the US is working on stable coins. And I know you
Mhm.
mentioned that a moment ago. Can you talk a little bit about what's coming about with this stable coin issue in governments? Can you talk about that?
Uh, the government's coming up with stablecoins and CBDCs as well. Uh, if I can be candid, I see it as a FOMO. Because the governments can see people are more comfortable with crypto, right? There's less regulations, no middleman. It's quick, instant, cross-border. You can use it. In the traditional banking world, if I have to send money, I have to go through multiple processes, take through 2 3 days.
Right.
It's a business hassle. But in crypto, like this, right? So crypto has established its place in the geopolitical world today, and has become a good medium of exchange, as well as a store of value in the case of, let's say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But otherwise, it's a good medium of exchange as well. You can now actually shop. You have crypto cards. You can go out shop.
I see.
The government still wants the oversight, right? So what is the best way to do that? They started with CBDC.
Ah,
CBDC in a private blockchain where, okay, it is decentralized, it is a form of on blockchain, it is a form of crypto, but we will have an oversight over it. It has not received a very optimistic response, if you will, because CBDC as a concept started, I think it's been 3 years. It is still developing. Many governments are doing it. I don't see a strong value add to the world with CBDCs, to be very honest. Now, and hence comes the stable coins. Stable coins is backed one to one with, let's say, either USDT is backed by, let's say, the US dollar and the US Treasury bonds. So, like this, there are multiple stable coins which are now coming up, backed by gold, backed by silver, backed by A, B, C, D. The governments will start blessing some of these stable coins. Like Singapore is a very good market where stable coin regulations have been much more advanced. So you will see a lot of stable coins coming from Singapore to create its place. And that will become a stable way of utilizing crypto as a medium of exchange in the real world. Because otherwise, if I'm using Ethereum to purchase and sell, it's volatile.
right.
Instead, if I can do, let's say, USDT or USDC, it's more stable. So that's why people prefer that. And hence, they have grown multiple times in volume. And hence, more and more big giants are coming out and releasing their stable coins to boost their flywheel of their specific industry or geography for that matter. So, stable coins is going to actually hold a very strong ground in the years to come. I see that as a very good success, and that will also open the doors for more and more people to start using crypto. as in their day-to-day lives, because more regulations are going to come in, stable coins are going to come. Some of them will be blessed by the government as well. So the trust in the industry and the regulation will grow, and more and more people will start using it because it's actually, it makes a lot of sense. And that's where I see Quranium as the layer one infrastructure on which, because what matters the most? Security,
Right.
and speed and efficiency. That's what Quranium provides. So hence all of these, providing a home to these stable coins to launch is going to be a very strong focus for us.
Yeah, what you're describing, I called the velocity of trust in an article about back in
Yeah.
pandemic. I call it the velocity of trust because you went from the idea was the trust of the system, right? But actually, it's trust within a new technical system that's a lot faster, that can move money from here to there in the digital space, which then allows
Yes.
the developers to build the games and pharmaceutical companies to verify the medicine or whatever. So in the case of the stablecoin and CBDC, these are different, or are these the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can they put those in say the government of India do a pilot study and put say, I don't know, $1 million or whatever in Quranium as a test pilot for locking that? Okay, that could also be done with the Bitcoin. Okay.
Yes. 100%. 100%. And I just wanted to touch on, you made a very beautiful point about trust. I've created because this is something so important to me, I've created a new concept around trust. Would love to, and this is offline, would love to share it once it is form shape to get your feedback on it. So that will follow. Would love to have your feedback on that. I'm actually excited about it. And of course, like the stablecoin and the CBDC, both are going to be experimented. I just wanted to kind of add that. The government is going to experiment with both. The government wants you to use CBDCs.
Okay.
When I say you, I mean like the population at large. But the population at large will not be comfortable using CBDCs. And hence the government will end up settling with stable coins.
I see.
This is how I see the next 5 to 10 years shaping around. Because with CBDCs, they have more oversight, more control. With stable coins, lesser. But the users at large are gonna the usability is gonna tilt in the direction of stable coins.
Okay. And then the final question, when is your coin coming out, or do you have a coin for this?
Yes.
Okay, for the proof of stake, you have a coin. For the internal system, you don't, right? That's another.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
that's like a, I don't know, like that's the internal machine. Okay, so when is your coin going to be available, and where do people purchase it?
9th of September is when we will have our exchange listing. And before that, we are going live on some tier 1 launch pads where the retail audience can start purchasing the coins. So far, we have had private placements, but the public round with a couple of launch pads will start going live beginning of August. And 9th of September is when we will be listed on centralized exchanges. We are in discussions with some of the best tier 1 exchanges. I'm not at a liberty of disclosing the names as per the contracts.
Right.
But we'll be live we'll be live on some tier 1 exchanges soon.
There's one that I have in mind, but we can't really talk, directly about who these are. Thank you so much. I've been speaking with Kapil Demon, the CEO and founder of Quranium. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you, Layne. It was a pleasure, Layne. Love the conversation. Thank you.